IKEA isn't just about furniture, it's about lifestyle. From flat packs to meatballs, IKEA changed how Malaysians shop, live, and even spend weekends. Let's explore how this global brand made its mark in Malaysia.
Place, our new augmented reality app. Built on Apple's new AR kit, you can easily place true-to-scale 3D models of IKEA furniture in your place. Scan, browse, select, move, and place. So that could mean less of this. And less of this. And probably more of this. We want to make it easier for people everywhere to imagine a better place. Share this place and this place. Try place in your place.
Sometimes it's not about buying, just walking through feels kinda healing. IKEA vibes equals to free therapy.
Open it.
Not just furniture, IKEA Cafe is the real comfort spot.
When you think of stylish, affordable furniture, there's one name that almost everyone knows, IKEA. But few realize this global giant started in 1943 in a small village in Sweden. Its founder, which is Ingvar Kamprad, began by selling small items like pens and wallets through mail order. Over time, he held onto one simple powerful vision: to create a better everyday life for the many people. That vision grew into the IKEA we know today. Famous for clean, Scandinavian design, flat pack furniture you assemble yourself, and a store experience that inspire millions every year. Here in Malaysia, IKEA has become more than just a place to buy furniture. It's an experience. Since opening its first store in Damansara, it has expanded to Ceras, Tebrau, and Batu Kawan, each serving as a hub for inspiration, creativity, and affordable home solution. So in 2024, IKEA Malaysia recorded sales of RM 1.46 billion, that proof of its strong presence even in a challenging economy. So customers not only browse the showrooms, they relax over Swedish meatballs, join the IKEA family loyalty program, and shop online through click and collect or home delivery. What keeps IKEA strong here is its ability to adapt. Compact design for smaller Malaysian homes, sustainable products for eco-minded customers, and services built for our busy lifestyle. Even with strong competition from online marketplaces, IKEA mix of affordability, smart design, and memorable experience keeps people coming back. So from humble beginnings in rural Sweden to becoming a household name in Malaysia, IKEA story proof that a great idea, big care, can truly reach the many.
Hey everyone, let me tell you a story about how one global brand came to Malaysia and changed more than just the way we shop for furniture. Yes, I'm talking about IKEA. Benefits of FDI. When IKEA first arrived in Malaysia back in 1996, it wasn't just another store opening. It was a new way of shopping, a fresh design style, and a long-term commitment to grow with the country. Coming all the way from Sweden, and IKEA invested in more than just showrooms. They built warehouses, open offices, and even set up a huge regional distribution hub. That move has brought massive benefits to Malaysia. For starters, jobs. Today, over 2,500 Malaysians work directly for IKEA. And that's just the beginning. Thousands more jobs exist indirectly, from truck drivers delivering products to contractors building stores to local suppliers providing ingredients for IKEA's cafe. Even tourists from Singapore cross the causeway just to shop at IKEA to browse in Johor Bahru, and they spend their money there, boosting our economy. But it's not just jobs. IKEA also brings knowledge. They have trained their staff in world-class customer service, retail systems, and warehouse operations. These skills stay with people for life even if they move to other industries. And then there is infrastructure. Their massive regional distribution center in Port Klang is the largest in Asia Pacific, supplying stores across Southeast Asia. That alone has helped put Malaysia on the map as a logistics hub. Culturally, IKEA has adapted to us, from offering halal food to designing products that suit our homes and climate. It is become more than a store. It is a weekend destination for families. But IKEA's story in Malaysia is not just about growth. It's also about resilience. During the 1997 Asian financial crisis, when the ringgit crashed and people were cutting back, IKEA stayed true to its promise: good, functional products at affordable prices, and customers kept going. In the 2008 global financial crisis, while some companies pulled back, IKEA pushed forward, improving stores, offering promotions, and keeping prices steady. So Malaysians still felt they were getting value for money. Then came COVID-19, toughest challenge yet. Stores had to close for months, but IKEA adapted fast. They boosted their online store, launched the IKEA app, and introduced contactless delivery and pickup. And when the stores reopened, they made sure everything was safe so customers could return with confidence. That's the thing about IKEA. They don't just survive tough times, they find ways to keep going. And for Malaysia, having a foreign investor that can weather storms means steady jobs, ongoing business for local partners, and stability even when the world feels uncertain. The next time you walk through those blue and yellow doors, remember, IKEA in Malaysia isn't just about furniture. It's a story of investment, adaptation, and a partnership that's here for the long run.
So, hi everyone, my name is SITI and I will talk about the impact of globalization on IKEA's FDI. So, globalization connects countries, businesses, and people like never before. One of the most powerful forces behind this connection is foreign direct investment, or we call it as FDI. So, FDI is when companies from one country invest directly to another. So, Malaysia has welcomed many foreign investors, but one well-known example we can give is Ikea from Sweden. And their investment here has created ripples far beyond just selling furniture. Furthermore, Ikea didn't just export products to Malaysia. They built physical stores, warehouses, and a regional distribution hub right here. That makes their presence a true example of FDI, which investment in our infrastructure, workforce, and economy. So FDI brings jobs, which means in Malaysia, Ikea investment created employment not only in their outlets, but also for construction workers, local suppliers, logistic companies, and delivery services. So this ripple effect boosts income, stimulates local businesses, and contributes to our economic growth. But the benefit don't stop at jobs. Ikea introduced advanced retail management system, efficient supply chain methods, and sustainable business practices. Malaysian employees gain new skills and experience, lifting the overall standard of our retail industry. So globalization changes how we live. Ikea design inspired Malaysians to adopt modern space-safe solutions. The idea of do-it-yourself assembly became part of our furniture culture, blending Scandinavian style with Malaysian taste. So with its distribution hub, Ikea turned Malaysia into a link into the Southeast Asian supply chains. This strengthened our positions in global trade and made us attractive to other multinational investors. Also, globalization also about the cultural exchange. Malaysia welcomes Swedish designs and Ikea adapted products for our local lifestyle, like large dining tables for family meals. So this is how global and local cultures blend. So overall, what I can say is Ikea investment is more than businesses. It's a story of a globalization, shaping Malaysia economy, skills, lifestyle, and culture. So this is the impact of FDI, where both the investor and the host country grow together. So I think that's all for me for impact of globalization of IKEA.
In conclusion, IKEA's stories in Malaysia is one of growth, adaptation, and long-term commitment since opening its first store in 1996. IKEA has transformed the home furnishing market by making stylish, functional products affordable for all Malaysians. Its investment goes beyond retail, with large format store, a regional distribution hub, and a strong supply chain that have created thousands of direct and indirect jobs, boosted local industries, and introduced new skill and knowledge to the workforce. IKEA's success comes from balancing its global identity with local adaptation, offering compact furniture for smaller homes, halal-certified food, and store layout tailored to Malaysian shoppers. All while keeping its Scandinavian charms, over the years, it has shown remarkable resilience through crises like the 1997 Asian financial crisis and 2008 global financial crisis and the COVID-19 pandemic, adapting with affordable pricing, online expansion, and safe in-store experience. Beyond sales, IKEA has shaped lifestyle, promoted sustainability, and fostered culture exchange, becoming a weekend destination for families as such as a place to shop. Its regional distribution center in Port Klang has strengthened Malaysian role in global trade, attracting further foreign investment and integrating the country into international supply chains. Ultimately, IKEA's journey here is a win-win. Malaysia benefits from economical growth, job creation, and global connectivity, while IKEA enjoy a loyal customer base and long-term success. This partnership shows how globalization, when done with cultural respect and commitment to sustainability, can drive shared progress for both a multinational brand and its host country.